what roles are important to take, who we should be servicing, because our gift is so big, and really being able to lean in. Somebody, I mean, she was like, "Oh my God, you got to come back. You got to come back. We need you here. We need you here. We need you here. We need you here. We need you here." Divine day, Manya. So yeah, so just a beautiful day. I didn't get a chance to get on to Dr. Loretta's birthday party call. Did y'all get on? How was it? Was she happy and dancing around? I know she was just happy to have people there with her for such a pivotal thing. And it was funny. I tried to call when it was over, but I said, "Oh, they don't went to bed. It's over with. It's over with. It's over with. I missed it. Here she comes." But yeah, it was, so much. There's so much. What's the word? So many clues as to what we should be doing next. The clues are all around. And when you find yourself in spaces like I did last night, um, it is really God letting you know that you're truly in the right place at the right time. And the people that we get to be in company with need us. They need us to show up. They need us to show out. They need us to be in your full gifting, for whatever it is that you do, because people need all of us in our rightful places to show up and show out in your knowledge that you have been developing for so long. I think the range of that group was probably 20 to like 45. Um, I think the oldest person was like 42. And, I'm in this room with these folks, and they're all talking about direction and where they want to go, and, what's next. And to be the person in the room where they're asking me questions. I said, first of all, we can all learn from each other. Let's start there. There's a lot of things that as a young person that I didn't know that I'm now learning. So just as much as you are asking me, I am open to hearing you too. So it was just a big confirmation in what's needed. And then the way things are unfolding, like the next thing that came up was, when he said, "Why don't you have the podcast?" What came up this morning was, what does PR really look like? What does public relations really look like? One of the things that was discussed was, how many podcasts can you get on to tell who you are and what you do? How many places can you get to where people can hear your stories? And so, and that goes for all of us. How many ways could you tell your story? How many places can you tell your story? Like, people are waiting to hear from regular people. People don't mind hearing celebrity stories and all of that, but people really want to see people who look like them. They really want to see people who are coming from where they come from, and that's the part that I think gets lost on us. We think that our voice is not powerful. We think that our experiences are not needed or wanted, when in fact it is needed, it is wanted. We must find our way and tell our stories. So, yeah, that's what happened. That's what happened. That's what happened. And there's just so much gratitude in the unfolding of it all, working to determine what is the best stories to tell, the places you should tell it at, and just all of the unfolding of it all is exciting, tiresome, daunting, some of it, but absolutely a beautiful, beautiful place to find myself at, in the knowing that there's going to be a time when the systems are in place and everything that I've been dreaming about putting out to impart into people will or is done. I'm just walking the playback. It's really already done. Isn't that what we say? We know that it's already done. We just have to be brave enough to keep walking in the already done. Like, could you really walk in what God already showed you in your visions and in your dreams? People showing up to the things that you put out, partnering with this lady to put this event on with Sonia, just the whole planning and you know how you always are looking for somebody to match your energy, but you usually find people so uneven. Like one is more excited and will do a lot, and then one is kind of not, and then you got to constantly push pull. Man, listen, we match energy amazingly well, and by the time she finished talking, I already had the proposals written out. She was like, "What?" I already had all the dates down, had the flyer done, had the sponsorship things done. And she is like, "Girl, you match my fly so good." Because I was going to go home and do that before we even leave the parking lot. You finish? Come on. Come on. I'm a chat GPT queen. I know exactly where to go to get the information that I need. we when they talk about people will become millionaires because of AI, and there's people who are telling some stories about what future AI could do to the world and this and that. And some of that stuff may or may not be true. I don't know. I just know right now we are believing God for everything that He has laid out for us, and we are using it to our advantage. So just use it to your advantage to get yourself that leg up that you need. When the PR stuff came up, um, and about pitching, your story, I just went on ChatGPT and asked some questions, and it kicked me back all these people that I should send messages to, like literal names with emails connected to magazines that could potentially tell my story, could get the story out, how important it is to empower ourselves, how important it is to do the things that are on your heart to do. And it's not hard anymore. It's no longer a $15,000 retainer to get somebody to find these things for you. Chat GPT works as everything. If you start the sentences with working as a PR representative, how would you help me to get my name out? Where would you suggest that I go? And then help me to create the email or the pitch to the person that you're suggesting it to. I was looking at everything it kicked out, and my eyes just got heavy because I started thinking, this is a lot. It's a lot, but we are wearing all the hats. And what's happening now is, because we are wearing all the hats, that this can help us wear the hats. This can help us to wear the hats. It's going to help us to do the things that we need to do in order to get this work out. Again, the people that are already out, they're not better than us. They just made a decision faster than us. So how fast could you make the decision to say, listen, this is what I'm doing. This is part of what I'm doing. And it's okay to be multi-talented and multifaceted. This event is something we're gonna do once a month. Once a month is doable. Now we said we was gonna do it every week, maybe not so much, but once a month is gonna be a situation that can create 10,000, 20,000, dollars in a day from just one day. So we are really leaning into the things that we are being called to do. Pay attention to what is coming up for you. Pay attention to, the opportunities that present itself, and really weigh out those opportunities to see if they really are for you. Because 9 times out of 10, they are. So pay attention, okay? This phone finna die. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Okay. Oh, now you're gonna spin. Hold on. Now you wanna spin? Stop spinning. Stop spinning.
Could I talk?
Absolutely.
I want to thank everyone who came by to say happy birthday. And I want to thank everyone who's going to continue to tell me so all month.
Ah. I love that so much. Yes, my speaking event went over. By the time I came on, y'all were gone. I said, "Oh,"
Oh, well, you know.
but I did my work. I did my work. I did the things that I was called to do. So it was.
Absolutely. You better. Like my daddy would say, if you don't, I bet you better.
I bet you better. I bet you better. I like that. Well, I have our affirmations for today, and it really speaks to everything we just said. It says, "My talents are in demand, and my unique gifts are appreciated by those around me." And, one of the things that happened last night, it was two people in that crowd that been to the Healing House of Roses.
What?
They was like, "I know you. Where I know you from? Where I know you from?" And I'm just like, "You the lady with the sanctuary." I said, "The sanctuary? You mean the Healing House of—" Yes, I've been to that. The one, the
The
one,
sanctuary.
the one young woman, she said she was there twice for two different events. And then the other one was Cecily. I forgot that Cecily had been to the Healing House. Lizzie Jeff hosted her event there, and Cecily came. And I was glad to be on a panel with her to get to really hear her. She is a world renowned vegan place here, and she hosts a lot of spiritual things. And there's been a lot of negative things said about her, but I got a chance to meet her myself. And I'm glad that I didn't allow what people told me to to mess that up, because I didn't know who she was at first, because she didn't tell me that name. She told me a different name. I guess her real name. And so I still didn't know who she was. So by the time people started to call her that name, I'm like, "Oh, that's you? Why they lied on that lady like that?" Why they lied on that lady like that? But I was so grateful. She said, I love your house. Your house was beautiful." She said is, because they don't know that I don't have it. So they're like, "Oh my God, like it was, I love your house. I love your house so much." That's what Cecilia said. She said, "The Rose House." I said, "Yes, ma'am." She said, "Girl, you did your thing in there." And it just really makes my heart long for it even more so, to hear when people say that. And so it really puts a fire under me to really get to it and get it done, even if it's a place that I don't own. It's okay. It's okay. And so it says, "There's ample time and opportunity for creative expression in whatever area I choose." The second one says, "I am in the process of positive change." It says, "I am unfolding in fulfilling ways. Only good can come to me. I now express health, happiness, prosperity, and peace of mind." This peace of mind, peace of mind is so good when you show up and show out in all your glory, and be able to um, live in a way that allows you to be amazing in your own right, whatever that might be for you. And so I'm just grateful to be able to show up and do good things. Like, let's show up and do good things. Can we just show up and do good things? Um, we jump into our 5 minutes of gratitude. It starts with the words, I don't have to chase extraordinary moments to find happiness. It's right in front of me if I'm paying attention and
Yes.
practicing gratitude. It's right in
Hmm.
front of you if you are, it's right in front of you and practicing gratitude. And that was by Brene Brown. I don't have to chase extraordinary moments to find happiness. It's right in front of me if I'm paying attention and practicing gratitude. Brene Brown. So fill in the four blanks. Someone who helped me get to where I am today. A sight, sound, or feeling that reminds me why life is so amazing. One way my life is better now than I ever expected it to be. A reason to smile right now. And the affirmation says, no matter what happens, I'm always all right. No matter what happens, I'm always all right. That's so good. Miss Carol on Instagram said, happy birthday, Dr. Loretta. So good, so good, so good, so good. Let me jump into our deep breath of life daily inspiration for heart centered living because we are people living from our heart. Today is October the 5th, and there's a whole lot that we are doing. So I really like the words that is on this page. It says, embrace yourself, embrace yourself. And then it's a quote from it says it's a quote from After the Fall by Arthur Miller. It says, I dreamed I had a child, and even in the dream I saw that it was my life and it was an idiot, and I ran away. But it always crept into my lap again, clutched at my clothes until I thought, if I could kiss it, whatever in it was my own, perhaps I could sleep. And I bent over to the broken face, and it was horrible, but I kissed it. I think that one must finally take one's life into one's arms. You know, that's, we all have that broken, sad inner child that needs healing. And that's what this sounds like, that inner child healing that we all must do. And being able to um, embrace that we all have that. And that's what also came up in the last 12 hours is what more shadow work must we do? What more inner work must we do? Confronting our dark emotions is just as important as being in our light emotions. And one of the healers that was there, um, they all laughed at my story. And he said, you know, he said, can I tell you something? And I said, yeah, sure. He said, your heart is still closed. I said, are you sure? Because I don't feel like it is. He said, it is. And he kind of touched me on the shoulder and said, it is. I said, okay, I'll work on that. And then one of the readers that I listened to said that thing about doing the inner work, doing the shadow work. Maybe there is something still there that needs to be cleaned up. I wouldn't be surprised. I'm a human being just like everybody else. And we've all experienced things that have hurt us. And, it may be one thing that we cleaned up, but it may be something else. But whatever it is, it has to be cleaned up in order for you to move next level. And I do believe that God speaks to me through people. I don't believe that we're going to ever walk outside and see a burning bush speaking. I don't believe that we're ever going to be in our rooms and hear a thundering voice come down and say, "Do this, my child." But what you will hear is people speaking to you. What you will hear is the word of God being shared to you by another human being. And my prayer is that I always hear God when He's speaking to me through someone else. That God will allow me to realize that it is His voice, the voice, her voice, whatever you want to call it, that it is God's voice, and that I am able to pause to hear it. And when the gentleman came up to me and said that, I said, "Okay, I accept that. What do I do next?" And so I get in my car and I turn on YouTube and I hear, "Do your shadow work, do your inner work. Spirit is calling for you now to do your inner work, to do your shadow work." And so I know that that's God talking to me. So, whatever I learned for me, I'm going to tell y'all. God said, clean it up. I said, go get it. Go get that church hurt and clean it up. Go get that family hurt and clean it up. Go get all that stuff. Get it up, out, and gone. As you are in this artist, and I'm telling you, I feel like it's a shovel. The shovel is in my chest. It's in my stomach. It's digging up dirt and pulling it out and out. And every day that more of that dirt is pulled up and out, the more freer I feel. Healers are nothing more than people who heal themselves. So as you continue to heal yourself, you heal others just by simple words, just by telling a story, just by being in the space. First of all, when you walk in the room, your light is so bright anyway. I talked to a young woman there who is married, and her husband came together, but the husband wasn't feeling it. Why I gotta take my shoes off and all this, like, because that's this type of thing. And he decided that he didn't want to stay. And she said, I was fine with that. I said, understand that there are going to be times when you can't do everything together and you won't do everything together, and realize that you and he are both individuals and you both have individuals' likes and dislikes. And so to be able to say that, instead of saying, yeah, girl, he should have came in here. What he thought this is, like he's supposed to be with you. Like, no. You see him back at the house and don't be mad. Just let him be whoever he is, the person you love. You're right. I'm not mad. I'm not upset at all. Yes, Noreen, get into the root. And so the book says, at a conference, I met a psychotherapist named Leonard who told me, I try to get my patients to accept and appreciate all of their feelings. I teach them that there's no such thing as a bad feeling. Anger, fear, and sadness all bring valuable opportunities to awaken and grow. We must embrace all that we are and experience. Later, I overheard another man telling someone about Leonard's work. I heard a therapist this morning who says we should tolerate ourselves. But Leonard hadn't said anything about tolerating ourselves. He suggested that we celebrate ourselves. In that distinction lies the entire key to our healing. To tolerate is to put up with something that is obnoxious or abhorrent and hope that it goes away soon. To celebrate is to find the beauty, honor, to find the beauty, honor it, expand it, and live in the glory of the precious treasure. True healing begins with self acceptance. We must embrace ourselves, rejoice in what we are, and magnify it to the highest degree. Help me see myself through your eyes. Bestow upon me the vision of my own perfection, that I may honor it. I am a miracle of love. I am perfect as God created me. Like, we just said all that. Are you amazed at the synchronicities of the things that we read and how they all come together, even though we're not planning. I don't read anything in advance. I read nothing in advance. I read it with you. I hear it the same time you do. But I see the intertwining of I'm in the process of change. My talents are in demand. To celebrate is to find beauty, honor it, expand it, live in the glory of a precious treasure. True healing begins with self-acceptance. We must embrace ourselves, rejoice in what we are, and magnify it to the highest degree. There is an intertwining of words happening. There is messaging that we should be hearing loud and clearly. That this is your turn, this is your time. And we can no longer allow things that hurt, things that happened, some time ago to hold us hostage anymore. We can't allow people to hold us hostage anymore. It is time for us to lean into all of God's glory for each of our lives. And when you lean into the glory that has been bestowed upon you in your gifts and in your talents, only good can come from that. When we begin to forgive and to release people for any hurt or harm that they may have caused, you're just releasing yourself. Divine reinforcement. We are energy attracting the right energy force because we are aligning with it. Absolutely, Manya. Um, there's things that are required of us.
Could I say something?
Absolutely.
I am so glad that I have finally realized that David ran at Goliath. He did not run from him. And in my personality to not be in conflict, much of my life I ran from conflict. And sometimes you just got to run at it. If you don't run at it, it's going to chase you. So the 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 ghetto boys say, don't ever let the gang run you all the way home because you don't want them to know where you live. At some point you got to stand and fight.
Hmm. Hmm. Absolutely. And that I'm finding myself having I, they don't feel like difficult conversations, but I guess from the other person's perspective, it could be. But just saying things that need to be said to whoever needs to hear it, to to take the uncomfortability away from me. Because once I said it, and I don't have to say it again. But I need to just let you know where things are and how I feel about where things are. And if you like it, that's fine. If you don't like it, that's fine too. But I am determined to get to the best version of myself. I am so determined. I've never been more determined than ever to get to the happiest, best version, best use of my talents and gifts than I've ever been in my life. And to lean into every opportunity. Sometimes people will offer you things and you in fear will say no. Honey, come on, bring me on the podcast, bring me on the show. Hey Nydia, bring me on whatever it is that you're gonna let me speak my truth on. And being not afraid to speak our truth no matter who may be impacted by it. We tell our stories in love, but it is our story. And if you just happen to be a villain in the story, hopefully you're not the same villain. That's what I'd like to hope. That if that was you, that you're not the same person that raised so much hell in my life. And to really be so vulnerable in the spaces that people can find themselves in you. Because that's what we want. We want healing for the planet. And the only way the planet gets healed is by more people telling the stories and telling the truth. Telling the truth about what happened to you so that somebody could say, you know what, that happened to me too. And I'm not over it. I'm not through it. And I'm just wanting to be through it. How can I be through these experiences that I've had? And it's really, really pivotal for those of us who have the story to tell the story so that people can see you as the healed evidence. You go ahead to put that cat in a box when you on here, because he is.
It's your voices. I kid you not. He keeps going around. I don't know if he thinks that's behind the computer or whatever. Like he will not stop. When you talk, when Bridget talk, like it's crazy. And I'm really, you see, I didn't know you
You
can
was
see
having a
all
whole battle over there. I'm watching her fight the cat.
of
Just
And then when I move
fighting.
my arms to move him from the computer, like he's like, don't move me. He keeps on going to the bottom, looking at the bottom in it as if he could see. Then he goes around to the back. Then he looks up a ton. And I mean, whenever I try to put him away, he just starts to meow, meow, like I am doing him such a disservice.
Oh,
But I kid you not. The other one would come and sit. Now the kitten so rambunctious wanting to be around the computer, but the other one would come and sit and just listen. You wouldn't, you just see the tail every now and then, but this one, he wants to be in the, he wants to walk in. I think he thinks he can like walk to you. I
yes.
don't know what he sees, but I really, and you're in the corner of it, and he goes right here. He keeps going right in. I'm sorry. I'm
they
gonna try and put him away.
they say babies and animals no good people.
I'm telling you, I'm
Yeah.
telling you, and it's the voice because I have whenever, and I know, and something about when Bridget talks, because that's when he really tries to like get underneath and look under. I'm like, okay, and you see me over here trying to put him away,
All I see
so
is your
you couldn't
arms and your
see
hands and like this. And then I see the
it.
cat and this, like she really is having a time over there.
So you see me moving it up and down.
Yes,
I'm sorry.
yes,
Yeah, I'm
yes,
gonna go sit at the counter. Let me see if
And I
yes.
that'll
ain't
work.
had I haven't had a cat since I was 7 years old.
Y'all know banana right here behind me.
I'm gonna try and sit up. So hopefully, I bet you
Look,
he's gonna show up. I bet
your
you he'll show up.
your cat started it first, Darlaina. The banana
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
start started showing up first. Now, ma, you got Lord, they got a society going on. My God, today.
Maybe they trying to talk to each other. Maybe they trying to talk to each other, not us, right?
All right.
I,
Oh
you know,
gosh.
it is truly a blessing.
He's still right here. Yep. You
Mhm.
go back over there.
He's not going nowhere. He's staying with the people.
Yep.
Staying with
He
the,
hears your voice. It's crazy.
that's amazing. Well, it,
Yep.
it is truly important for all
Look
of
at
us
Alan.
to, right, Alan with the cats. It's important for us to really lean in and get to the work. And every time I'm able to be in company of people like I was last night, it really reminds me how important it is for each of us to show up in our gifting. It is really important for you to do your part, because I could have seen all of us in that room and being able to share something with each person, every person in that room had something to give. Even one lady, she came all the way from California just to be in that space. She was just here two weeks ago when Lizzie Jeff was here, and came to that location for that. And when she made the announcement for this event that was last night, she told us she would come back. honoring God with your valuable things, showing up to impart into people is an amazing thing to do. So, whatever your work is that's required, whatever it is that you need to be doing in order for you to up level in your own life, to get yourself in a place where you're respected in the spaces that you're in, and any space that you're not respected in, knowing that that space should have a limited, um, it should have an expiration date on your life. Like, we are no longer doing things that don't feel good. We are no longer going places where we are not celebrated. We're not going to places where we're just simply tolerated. When I tell you, I don't know how many of the men in that space called me queen yesterday, how many of the men literally bowed in my presence, like literally being revered for um, being the matriarchal figure in the room. People just knowing that if I'm imparting words, we're going to be quiet while she speaks, and giving that right back to them. But that was a celebration. I felt celebrated by being able to speak. And I think what they found was, me telling my stories was, it wasn't like, it was animated. It wasn't like, oh, let me just tell you this rote story of something that happened and whatever. And it was entertaining enough for them to get the message. And to me, that's a gift also. So when the young folks say, I will listen to you for hours, you got to pay attention to that. I remember having a photo shoot up for this magazine. I forget the name of it. It was a maybe Good Housekeeping or something, some magazine. And when I got there, it looked like, how Essence, you go in there and they got the clothes, they got the jewelry, they got the shoes. It was all of that. And it was for Skims. It was for Kim Kardashian Skims. That's what it was for. But at the time, they didn't tell us who it was for. They just told us it was a brand, and one of my friends recommended me for it, and and I went and did it. And while I was there, it was the people that were working there, the photographer, the hairstylist, the makeup artist, all of them. They said, "Man, we could listen to you for hours." That came back up in my spirit after that young man said it, and that was like circa 2020, 2019, something like that. And they both was like, these women were like, "You tell us when you got something, because we coming to that. We gonna listen to you. We could listen to you for hours." So how many times do somebody has to say, "We can listen to you for hours," before you go and give them something to listen to for hours? How many years have to pass when people are telling you that, "I want to hear you, I want to see you," and you still
Con-
haven't given
Confirmation, young lady. I told you I listen.
it.
I just said I listened to T.S. Madison talk for 4.5 hours.
Mhm.
I am very sure that you have some content that's life saving,
Yeah.
that people would gladly listen to. I mean, the whole thing is, I mean, even I would say the wisdom that comes from the what the Bible would call you is you're an elder. It doesn't make you. I think the world has made that look bad, but to have an elder in your presence is to honor them. In other countries, they honor the elderly
Mhm.
because they know you have the experience.
Yeah.
You have the wisdom to know what they don't know. And if nobody tells them, it's easy for older people to complain about the youth and tell them, oh, y'all not doing it right. No, you're not doing it right. You're not telling them what to do.
That part.
You're not giving them the wisdom. So you withholding, and it's even biblical for
Mhm.
the women in the community are supposed to teach the younger women. The older women are that's biblical. That's in
Ab-
Timothy. I don't know what chapter it is in Timothy. An
mhm.
older woman read it to me when I was in college, and
Mhm.
she told me. She said, "Listen, this what we do is biblical. This is how the order was set up. Because if we don't teach you, how will you know?"
Mhm. Absolutely. 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 Hey, Ra said. I'm just really extremely grateful for what's next. I'm grateful for being able to see the message, hear the messages, and take the steps that's going to get us to where we want to get to. When you are thinking about whatever it is that God is giving you to do, really take the time to sit back and determine what you must do to
Can
next.
you hear me?
Hold on one second. Do the
Okay.
things that you need to do in order to next level your life. The time is now. Playtime is over. If you continue to do what you've been doing, you're going to keep getting what you've been getting. And it is too important for your life and for the lives of people that are assigned to you for you to lean in and step in to whatever it is that God has put on your heart to do. We need you to do it, and we need you to do it now. The world needs you now. With that, Dr. Long, please give us your thought and then our blessing for today.
You can hear me?
Yes.
Yes, and it's a two-way street. We must have a teachable spirit as well. See, when we want as older sages, as the elders, we want to impart the language, the knowledge. We have to make sure that we're doing it in love and it doesn't sound like criticism, number one. And the other end has to be a teachable spirit. It's the the communication doesn't work unless that those two elements are there.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. So I'm grateful and I'm excited to see what's next. I'm excited to see the work. I have a book called Inner Work. It's a couple of uh, books in that series. And I remember starting to read it before, but I'm going to, as a part of the shadow work and the dark work that I've been behooved to do, is the tool that I'm going to use. It's called Inner Work. I had heard a whole bunch about it already. I got it on my Kindle. And so I decided, let me just go ahead and read it now and do whatever work it is that is whatever it is that's still blocking the rest of the blessings, because we already know the blessings is coming. So let's go on ahead and get it done. So Dr. Long, you got our blessing for us?
Hey, everybody's got their own blessing,
Yes.
but you have to have the capacity to hear it. That's what I was just saying. We
Yeah.
have to be teachable.
Mhm.
So that's the main thing that each of us has have to ask. Father, give me a teachable spirit.
Mhm.
All right, I'm blessed going in.
Blessed going in,
I am blessed coming out.
blessed coming out,
I'm blessed in the city.
blessed in the city,
I'm blessed in the field.
blessed in the field,
I am always in the right place at the right time
always in the right place at the right time,
with the right people,
the right people,
doing the right thing
right thing,
for the right reasons.
right reason.
And everything is in divine order.
And everything is in divine order.
As Jabez says, bless us indeed.
Jabez says, bless us indeed.
Expand our territory.
Expand our territory.
Extend an open hand of favor to us
Extend an open hand of favor to us.
that we may do no harm.
We may do no harm.
And we let go and let God,
We let go and let God.
then go with the flow
Go with the flow
and let the blessings and the money roll in
and let the blessings and the money roll in.
from the north, south, east, and west.
North, south, east, and west.
from above and beneath,
above and beneath,
from known and unknown sources.
from known and unknown sources.
Tell us about our money.
We have supernatural unlimited money sowing supernatural unlimited seeds.
And we live and give out of God's overabundance, so we never run out. We always have more than enough,
Mhm.
more than enough to do anything our heart desires, more than enough to do anything God puts on our hearts to do for others. We have money to spend, money to lend, and money to keep.
Mhm.
And because our bank is
Heaven.
Heaven.
And
all right, and we're the branch banks. Go look in the mirror, branch bank of heaven. You
Yes,
know the branch banks take care of their neighborhoods and the people that are in their branch. Okay.
absolutely. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Have an amazing day on purpose. I'll see you tomorrow, same time, same station.
October's my month, so just
Happy
come on in.
birthday. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
The kitty says it too.
Branch banks of heaven. Bye, kitty cat.
Bye.